gewählt. Heute ist er bei uns. Alexander Skarsgard. In True Blood spielt er Eric Northman, den Sheriff des 5. Bezirks. Alexander Skarsgard. Schön, dass Sie bei uns sind. True Blood, die Erfolgsserie aus den USA, jetzt auch bei uns in der 3. Staffel. Thanks for being our guest.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh my God, thank you very much. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
I heard you speak a little bit German.
Jawohl.
Jawohl.
Ja, natürlich.
Danke, bitte und?
Ja.
Ja. Ja, was heißt eigentlich Danke auf Schwedisch?
Tack.
Tack, okay,
Ja.
das haben wir jetzt auch schon gelernt. Could you please do me a favor and show me your teeth? Oh, okay. Because I was just a little bit worried. You know?
The fangs?
Yeah, for the fangs.
Yeah.
No, but please, can you tell us something about the effect when the fangs come out?
Well, we have, they do that digitally sometimes. Obviously when you see them come out, but we do have real fangs as well.
Okay,
And
good.
so what we do when we shoot a scene is,
Okay.
I'll keep them in my pocket, and then we do
Okay.
the scene, and then I put them in, and then we go back a couple of lines, and then I take them out, and then they edit
Isn't it difficult to talk with them?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You do some kind of rehearsal? How to speak with fangs?
I mean, we've shot 3 seasons now, so it's easier now. But in the beginning, for sure, it was you have a slight lisp when you have them in because they're big, so it sounds like this.
Okay, I understand. So you're from Sweden, now you live in Los Angeles. You're one of the main characters of the successful show True Blood. Can you tell us, what do you especially like about True Blood, besides the fact that you're able to pay your rent and all these other stuff?
About working on a show like that, you mean?
About the show, especially.
It's well, I think Alan Ball, the creator of the show, he did 6 Feet Under, and he wrote American Beauties. Obviously, a very talented man.
Obviously, yes.
And I think he's very good at creating. The show is quite accessible. You know, it's in a way, the structure of the show is almost like a soap opera with cliffhangers and all that. But at the same time, he's also surrounded. He's a great writer, but also surrounds himself with a great team of writers. So they make it like entertaining, but at the same time, it's real, and the relationships and the characters are believable, and you care. Hopefully, you care about them, and I think he succeeds in creating a mix of something that's pretty smart, but also entertaining.
Also, es geht True Blood. Das hier ist das sogenannte So you're playing Eric Northman, he's the sheriff. How would you describe his character?
Eric is a businessman. He's an entrepreneur. He runs Fantasia, this nightclub in Shreveport, Louisiana, and vampires kind of came out of the coffin a couple years ago and basically said, yes, we've been around for centuries, and all the stories are the rumors, it's all true, but we want to mainstream. We want to live in a society side by side with you humans. Some vampires like that idea, some don't. And Eric is basically capitalizing on that. He's got this club where he invites humans, and he they got T-shirts and coffee cups and stuff, and he makes a lot of money on that. So he's a sharp businessman, I would say.
When you started working on the show, the part was kind of small, but important, but it was growing. Had you had an idea? Did you read the books before? Did you know that Eric would become more and more important during the show?
I read the first 5 books before we started season 1, so I knew. I mean, there are no guarantees. I mean, I knew in the books that it was an important part, but you can't take anything for granted, because things do change, and the show takes on a life on its own. It's not that you can't follow the books exactly, because there are a lot of, tons of fans out there of the books, and you want to keep them interested in the show and excited about the show. And if they always know what's going to happen next week, then that's not, there's no element of surprise there. Plus, some things, you know, there's a character. You've already aired season 1, right?
And season 2. We're now coming to season 3.
Because I don't want to let Rick. I don't know if I was about to say something stupid and.
No, it's fine. You can.
Well, because in the books, Lafayette, this character dies towards the end of the first book. But when we were shooting season 1, everyone kind of loved Nelson, who plays Lafayette, and realized that we can't kill off this character.
No, that's such an important character for the show.
Yeah, but if we had we stayed true to the books, he would have been out of the, you know, that he would have gone, I mean, dead after season 1. So that's what I mean by, like, everyone's like, well, you know, yes, that's the way it is in the books, but it's a really great character, so we're going to keep him. So things do change. So there were no, I mean, I kind of knew that the character hopefully would grow, but I couldn't take anything for granted, no.
What do you think about Eric? Because in the first season, I mean, he kind of sucks. I mean, he's not a nice guy, and he really shows up as somebody that doesn't like the humans, and especially doesn't like Suki. But I think this relationship changes, and also the way you can see Eric changes.
Well, you don't really get to know Eric in season 1.
No.
It's just, you basically just see him. He shows up, you know, here and there as Bill's, what people kind of perceive his evil boss.
Exactly.
So that's why season 2 was a lot of fun for me to play, because it was, you know, you finally get to know Eric, and you see that there's more to him than kind of what first meets the eye.
In the first season, it was all about the love story and about the murderer, Renee, and the Suki and Bill. They fell in love also in real life. I guess they are married, Stephen and Anna. When did you realize the special chemistry in between them?
Well, my character wasn't in the pilot. So when I started my job, when I started the show, that was in, I think, the 4th episode of season 1, and they were already together at that point.
Okay, fine.
So I kind of knew from day 1, yeah.
Die Geschichte. This True Blood, they have different kind of taste, or is it just different kind of blood groups?
Well, you're asking the wrong guy, because Eric doesn't drink that stuff.
He always finds the human.
That stuff is like vile and metallic, and he only drinks the real
True Blood. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that.
First season we talked about. The second season, they are dealing with a new created vampire, Jessica. They are dealing with a kind of goddess, Marianne, and with the light of day movement and so on. When is the point when Eric falls in love with Suki, or didn't he?
Well, that's a good question. I think he's, I mean, even in season 1, he's intrigued by Suki. She's different. I think Eric is quite jaded, and he's quite over humanity. You know, he's been around for 1,000 years, and